like to see more like chemistry, because it seemed like they kind of did it, but then they fucking just pulled it out or pulled off. Is when Ken Masters meets Chun-Li, and he looks like he's into her and stuff, and she's into him, but then they just say, oh, we gotta stop these fools, and it just became like a regular movie. Like, there was no like connection, I guess, sometimes for the characters. It was rushed. Yeah. It seemed like they all knew each other. Like, I wish they like kind of like would have hyped up, like, yeah, I don't want to fight this guy yet, but it just seemed like, I guess it was kind of cool to see that they were down to fight each other. Like, Bison was so eager to fight Guile. That was kind of cool. Most movies would make it seem like, I want to save him. But it seemed like they wanted to get straight to the point, even though they never got to until the end of the movie.
Yeah, like when Bison thinks that Guile has been killed, he's like, now I'm mourning because I really wanted to face him face to face, like in hand-to-hand combat in the most honorable fashion. And then, like, deadpan, he's like, and then I would snap his spine.
Yeah. If you notice in the beginning, Raul Julia basically, like, snaps these two dudes' necks the same way twice, dude. Like, and I was just like, dude, what the fuck, dude? He basically just, like, lifts up their neck and it snaps. Like, and I was like, what the fuck? I was like, so this is how it's gonna go? Just like that? I can see why Vic would see it's nostalgic. A lot of things for him were like, okay, like this, like I said, it's the first Street Fighter film. Like, how can you, like, I mean, we could dissect it all day, but at the end of the day, this is what they did. This is what we got, and we would just have to wait for somebody to rise up and take over for something new. I don't know if Victor or people that live with that nostalgia would be able to handle maybe something coming out more recent. But I think it would be needed. I'm not too sure.
I think it's safe to say that this new Mortal Kombat looks really good.
It's going to hype up this kind of era of video games, especially with more, like, we got Resident Evil stuff coming out, like all that old stuff. We got the new Alien game coming out. We got, like, all these people. Everyone's paying attention back to that stuff again, which I'm totally with. But this Street Fighter, man, did you notice that? I didn't kind of dig that Ken fucking basically blasted, or that was fake, obviously, right? When he shot fucking Van Damme. So obviously, I was kind of like, yeah, dude, fucking Ken's a killer, dude, like that. Like, that threw me off until I realized that he killed Van Damme, which was all a lie.
They kind of give you like a red herring, or like a foreshadowing. Right before that happens, Guile meets up with Ken and Ryu, and they're like, yo, so can we go? And he's like, the only way you're gonna get out of here is over my dead body. And what he means is, like, you know, we're gonna plan this, like, you guys are gonna pretend to assassinate me, and then everyone's gonna think that I'm dead. And see, that would have been cool if they would have kept him dead for longer. But they rush it so quickly. Chun-Li, you know, finds him right away, and you're like, oh, he's really not dead. You know what I mean? There's no sense of...
The surprise is ruined.
Yeah.
What would have been cool is if, like, Van Damme came out, like, if he let the other actors got to shine, maybe got paid less, his $8 million or whatever, he could have fucking came in and fucking, like, drop kicked Raul Julia and then started fighting him from there, like, straight into it. I don't know. I think I would have done that way different. But I guess he was needed in the story because he had to infiltrate, which I thought his infiltration looked fucking ridiculous. He's all talking loud, and then he, like, pulls a guy's legs and, like, breaks his face. Like, I was like, dude, that's not how you do it, dude. Since I thought, like, back then, John Claude could do, like, Solid Snake back then and shit, like, when I was a younger kid. But I was like, nah, dude, Snake wouldn't be that loud. I don't even think Guile would be that loud. He would have fucked people up, dude. Like, more realistically. But it just kind of ruined it. They should have kept him out a little longer. That would have been so much better.
Yeah, where you're just like, oh,
Because it did hit me like, damn, guy will die like that, Van Damme. I was like, you got paid $8 million just to die. I'll do that myself.
Yeah,
but fucking Street Fighter.
Just the timing. A lot of the timing is off.
It is nostalgic, dude. Like, what can you do?
Yeah. There's also, I thought it was kind of strange how people just suddenly appear in their costumes. Like Chun-Li just shows up and she's in her, all of a sudden she goes from a reporter and then she's like, boom, like I'm in my costume from the game. But
the red dress.
Yeah.
Red one.
And it's like an alternative color from her, standard blue and yellow, which was okay. But it's just like, you're not even going to show like why she decides to put this on, or, you know what I mean? Like, what?
But I was super glad that they did chose Asian actors for the Asian characters. They'll do something else in Hollywood. They'll totally get like somebody that's not of their origin to play the
like
character.
Super whitewashing, and that's something that this one does. Is like there's a wide range of ethnic backgrounds.
Like, you can tell Zangief is Russian. You can tell like Bison's like some Portuguese style like general or something. I don't know. What is he supposed to realistically be? Like Brazilian? No.
Who?
Bison. Like, where's his nationality?
Bison? I'm not sure. I would. We
know
he is
Chun-Li,
like.
and
yeah, Chun-Li.
And right.
Yeah,
they made him Hawaiian.
He's supposed to be Japanese in the game, Honda, but then I think that actor is actually Samoan. Of Samoan descent. Ken is supposed to be Japanese American, and obviously Damien is Mexican American. Ryu, I know Capcom was very like, yo, no matter what, like Ryu has to be of Asian descent. Like that's, like we're not gonna budge on that.
We're not doing there's no discussion. He has to be Asian. Like, I think many fans would have. I mean, this movie would have got a straight 0 on Rotten if they fucked that up.
Yeah. There are certain things that are funny. Like I thought Cammy was really cool, even though she doesn't get a lot of. Like, there's not a lot for her to do. Kylie Minogue, and because even though the film Shadaloo, I think, is in somewhere in Thailand, it's that's a fictional city, of course, but it's somewhere in Thailand. But they actually shot most of this movie in Australia, and I think Kylie Minogue was like the only actual Australian casted for this. And I thought. There's like when they're doing the infiltration, they take out a couple soldiers, and Cammy does like this neck twist to one of the guards, and I felt like that was some of the most one of the most authentic moves throughout this entire movie as far as action goes. I thought that was really cool. Did you guys notice that?
Yeah,
she was rather like really nicely intense, and probably one of the more underused in the movie. A lot of people are just so underused. They probably more like the budget was probably like picked and choose and made it feel so weird for them to just be like, yeah, I'm getting paid to do this movie. Like, I don't know.
How about that kind of anticlimactic ending where the Bison's like lair or whatever it's supposed to be just blows up, and then all of the whole team is like, they turn around and they're all surprised, and then they just do that random jump, and
their stance.
The freeze frame, and it just says Street Fighter, and that's how they end the film. But it's just like,
oh, that's what I was thinking about earlier. I was like, no fucking way they did that. That's why it deserves a 10. But
yeah,
ending alone.
It was like, yeah, we fucking finished it. Let's screenshot together.
Oh, man.
In the video arcades, the Street Fighter series is a knockout. The games have earned more than $500 million. Hollywood figures any game that can suck up that kind of money might get some kicks at the box office, as long as Jean-Claude Van Damme is doing the kicking. Street Fighter is the new Jean-Claude Van Damme adventure epic based on a hit video game. The Muscles from Brussels leads an heroic attack force against the evil Bison, who is played by the late Raul Julia. Van Damme says it's action-packed, but not overly violent.
And what I like about it, it's a PG-13, so it will be a movie for kids and parents, but it's nice as an action star to be able to do so.
Sadly, this proved to be Raul Julia's last film. He died in October. But while we were on the set, he seemed energetic and in good spirits. His family was by his side, as he told us he had a very personal reason for making this film.
My children play the video game, and as soon as I mentioned the title of the film, all of a sudden their faces lit up.
Jean-Claude recently donated the costume Raul wore to Planet Hollywood in New York. He spoke kindly of Raul, as has everyone who knew him.
Outside the set, he was a great guy. He loved the table. He loved to talk about life, about everything. He was a man with lots of culture, so he was like a great person to be with and a great family.
Street Fighter opens around the country tomorrow. Meanwhile, Jean-Claude is set to direct his first film. Starting in March, he'll travel to China, Thailand, and Canada to do a thing called The Quest. He's also starring in the movie along with Roger Moore, who plays the bad guy this time.
You got to take it for what it is, and I don't think you probably won't ever get a movie like these ever again, ever. No, nothing's gonna be cheesy like these anymore. You know, maybe we should go into like what we rate it, but what you guys be into?
James, you want to go first?
What would you go, Tiny? What would you rate this?
I'd probably be like a. Since like I said, I can't really hate it. I'd probably say like a 6, dude. What do you guys think?
I'll go with a 5.
Hey, I was gonna say the same thing with the 5.
5.
Yeah, right there in the middle. It is what it is, you know.
It's entertaining for what it is, and I agree with Tiny that it is a film of its time, and it will never be duplicated, in that same way.
Right.
So in that way, that's in that perspective, it's pretty interesting to look at. A lot of this cast, we don't see very much anymore. Yeah, it's something else, man. And when you go into how this was made and and why, and
I think Vic might have liked maybe fucking Raul Julia too much in this. Probably. I want to hear what he has to say. I've never really heard him talk about it, but to hear one of our listeners and fellow people that help us with the podcast, I never talked to him about this, so you did. Did you hear what he exclusively had to say? He just was totally into it.
He was just like, how can you hate on Van Damme? How can you hate on Gomez?
I love Gomez, Vic. I love Gomez.
He was just like, he also mentioned that he went to see this with his baseball team, I believe he said.
That would make it totally.
So, of course, when you have kind of memories tied in like that, of course, you're going to be like, oh, you'll love it for different reasons. And that's, I respect that, no harm, no foul in this. And, if you're out there and you love this movie, that's fine. Let us know why. Reach out and let us know why. All right. Raul Julia took this part for his children, as they were mega fans of Super Street Fighter at the time. So it was almost like a final gift to his family for him to take the role of Bison. So that's pretty awesome when you think about that. Raul Julia also died from a stroke 2 months before the film was released, which is why they dedicated the film to him at the very end. you'll see the slide card. It says